Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today a bit of a strange one, only a quick one really. What's the difference with the Sinn UX range? So basically, the UX, first things first, is a highly capable oil-filled dive watch. These watches the watch itself can withstand 5 kilometers of water pressure. They are absolute beasts. But the actual case on the watch can withstand 12 kilometers. Yes, I did say kilometers. We are talking bottom of the Mariana Trench, just in case you happen to be thinking of popping down there. Don't worry, you may crumble and, become the size of an egg, but your watch will be perfectly okay. So don't worry about that, just in case. Actually, before I get any further, I've got to say a big thank you to the team over at First Class Watches for allowing me to review this piece, because that one's my own one. So many different brands, lots of kind of interesting, funky brands. So if you're in the Midlands area, I'd strongly recommend popping in. If you're a bit further afield, don't worry, I'll leave a link in the description below and at the bottom of the page. All I ask, if you do contact them, please mention the channel. So anyway, these watches, they are 44mm by 13.6mm and a lug-to-lug of 50mm and a bracelet size of 20mm. Now, both of these models are what's called the GSG9 variants. The non-GSG9 basically has the crown down at this position. It's basically rotated, really. Has a crown down at this position. It has a different minute hand and a different dial. But personally, I like the GSG9 variants. I think they look really cool. The GSG9 is actually a German... they're like an arm, well, all German police force are armed, but they are more like the SWAT teams of the German police, but I believe they're also like border control as well. And this is specifically designed for them. That's why the crown being on this side, if they've got to put boiler suits on, it won't get snagged up. It won't get snagged up if they've got gloves on. That's why the crown's over here as well. So the dials are incredibly legible on these. If I tilt these at different angles, you can still read the time, and that physically shouldn't be possible. If I get this, what have I got to hand? Well, Bob and his Larco there, look. You can't read the time on the Larco. You just physically, you can't see it. Where even there, I can see that on that UX. And the whole thing, why you can see that, is because they're both submerged in oil. And yes, they can't be, unfortunately, automatic watches. They are quartz models. And that's why you can actually, submerge them in oil. And if you notice, one of the kind of funky things, if you look at that hand, you can see it on this one as well. Where is it? As it comes round, there's a little bounce to it. Not quite so pronounced on that one. Where is it? You can see it there, just bouncing. And that is because it is going through the oil. So it's causing that little bit of back pressure as it goes through and bounces back. It is quite a cool kind of feat. Now, the advantage, obviously, with having the oil, it can't be compressed. And that's why they can, go down so deep in the water. But also you get those amazing views at different angles. Sometimes when you put a watch underwater and you turn it at a certain angle, it becomes like a mirror. This will not do that. So, obviously they feature quartz movements. I find they're accurate to within 10 seconds a year. They're actually chronometer rated. They are that accurate because they have something called a thermostable movement. So it actually registers the temperature and then will compensate the quartz oscillating frequency to the timekeeping. It is a very cool system. They're actually, even though it's a quartz movement from ETA, it's actually the 955652. They're actually very expensive movements. And the battery life on these is, I've heard of one guy got 10 years out of his. I think Sinn say normally about 5 years, but I think I got about 8.5 years out of mine. Depends on what climate you live in. Obviously, it's really, really cold. I presume they will go down a little bit more because the oil will get thicker. But overall, they're fantastic. Now, as you can see, this is the top of the line, the full black tegimented model here. Now, some people I have heard saying, oh, the black coating will come off after no time at all. Trust me, not on a Sinn. These have got a hardness rating of 1800 Vickers. The actual watch I'm wearing at the moment is a hard black hard coating on that. And you may think that might be a couple of years old or so, but it's actually 12 years old. And you can see just how solid that is. You can tell it's been tegimented because it's got this hardness symbol on the back there. But if I've got a non-tegimented clasp like that one, you can see it looks a bit more battered. These ones here, I might have refinished that one myself, but they're not as hard. But you can also get these ones which are hardened. So you can buy this with the silicone strap like that on there, or you can go white or green. I think it's even sorry, did I say green? Red. There is a green one also available, or I have a friend who makes custom leather straps from as well, which do look very nice. This is a full black version. This is what's called the SDR. So, and that just is they put it S for the Schwarz of the bezel. So the bezel on this has been tegimented because it's black. Any black watch from Sinn means it's been tegimented. The bracelet though and case on this watch isn't. As you can see, I have got a few scratches on there. It is bead blasted submarine steel like on the other model there, but it's not as hard. This might have 220 Vickers roughly as a hardness scale, but the bezel is of the same hardness. Now if we go then the next model down, it has this bezel on there and it becomes all silver like that. And that reduces the price a little bit, but this is still tegimented, but not quite as hard as the black coat. So this one I believe is around about 1200 Vickers in hardness. But one good thing to bear in mind, if you buy this one, you can always get a spare bezel and vice versa. And this bezel here, I can't remember, I brought it used to be fair. But to replace it, it is such a doddle because they have what's called this captive bezel system. So you've got the screws on there going around there and you can just replace it. You leave one at 12, unscrew it and pop that one on. And that's the click system there. So you can see it's a 60-minute bezel going around there. There is back play on this one. To be fair, it's one of the older Sinns, but it lines up perfectly. It's got a 60 click bezel and lines up absolutely spot on. So, you know, it's kind of up to you which one you go for. The full black is obviously the most expensive. I believe at the time of filming this, one of these will cost you £3,150. Remember, that's before you might get any kind of discount or whatever. This one here, I believe, is £2,700. And I think if you go for the silver bezel, it's about £100 cheap. I can't remember off the top of my head there. Now, if you want to buy it in its absolute cheapest form, I say cheapest, that's a wrong word, I mustn't say that. In its most affordable form, you can get it on a leather strap. And then it brings it right down, I think, to £2,300. So, you know, that's where, you know, that's the price you're talking then. But the bracelet is really nice in this. It comes with the Allen key fixings there. You get the fold over clasp, 3 levels of micro adjustment and dive link extension. And you've got that on there. Locks in nicely. You do have on the back of these a diaphragm, and that helps it with its water resistance. Basically, it will move back and forth. And it is a very, very cool system. I believe you get about a 3-year warranty with these. The oil inside can withstand -20 all the way up to +60, and the timekeeping will not be affected. The movement as well. If you have a problem with the movement, it will basically halt for second hand and then jump 4 seconds. And that will be end of life warning. So you know you have to get it serviced. Now, there is only one small problem with getting these serviced. They do have to go back to the fatherland, unfortunately. So Sinn it will have to go back there to be done. The last time I had it done, it cost me, I think it was about £250 all in. So that's a complete movement, strip down, clean, take them apart, and then put it all back together, inspection and so forth. There's actually, if you take the bracelet off here, I believe there's a screw. No, actually it'll be at the top here. So there is actually a screw, and it just goes through and does it that way. It is a very, very cool watch, and something a little bit different. You know, you don't see a watch like this. They are the masters of when it comes to the oil-filled watches. So overall, I think the UX is absolutely superb. I really like this watch, and it's nice that, like with all Sinns, you can dress it up or down. You can go for the different coloured silicone straps if you want to, or like that. You know, my friend will make custom leather straps from as well, and they look really good, matched, paired with the clasps. But it is an absolute beast of a watch. I'll quickly put it on to get an idea how it looks. As I say, I'm wearing my old U2 here, which I reviewed not so long ago, and that is an absolute beast of a watch. Bob's got on a Larco, and this one. My wrist size 7¼ inches, works out to 18.5 centimeters. I've had this watch for absolutely years. I think I picked it up originally in 2010 or 11. I've actually sold it and brought it back. But I've still had it for donkeys, so it is really, you know, it's getting on for a fair bit now, but it's still an amazing watch. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave to it with that, but most importantly, you stay safe up there. Take care. Bye.